Welcome back to Donington Park. The sun is shining. We have had two fantastic races so far today from from the Mazda, I should say, and from the TCT and TCR. No BMWs actually there at all. I don't know why that popped into my brain. Anyway, looking over my shoulder, we can see the OSS Championship is about to get underway. They are filing around as we speak in front of the safety car, which is a BMW. That's probably why it came into my brain. That's what we'll stick with. But they are coming around right now. It looks like a rolling start for this one. It's always quite exciting. I think about 12, 13 cars on the grid for this one. It is very, very lively racing. And to talk us through it once again, our race commentator, here he is, the man with the plan, Andy McEwan.
Oh, blimey. Okay, thanks, Bryn. Not so sure about that, but I'll take it. Yeah, lively is the word. Yesterday's race was pretty good, actually. Mike Genvy took the victory in his Genvy Gun, the TS6, and he took it by only 1¼ seconds after 18 laps of racing. Nikolai Lindberg was the man who pushed him all the way in one of several radicals, in Radical SR8. And so he will no doubt be one of Mike's biggest rivals in this race as well. However, significantly, Patrick Sherrington, the championship leader, did not finish yesterday. Patrick Sherrington ought to be up there in the mix as well, although his qualifying time actually for this race was not all that strong. This is the second race then of the weekend, grid based upon the second fastest lap times from qualifying. So Nikolai Lindberg actually has the pole position with a 1:16.544, with Richard Ferns second in the RXC Spider Radical, which is enormous compared to all of the other cars on the grid. You can see it lining up there on the outside of row number 1. Alistair Smart in a PR6 Radical has Ross Drew in a Radical SR3 alongside him, with Keith Bush and Patrick Sherrington on the third row. Then Norman Lackford and Robert Gilman with Mike Genvy right down at the back. Only completed about 2/3 of the session yesterday, which is why he's towards the tail end of the grid. So keep an eye on the number 35 car. It should move forward. Dominic Langton down at the very back. And we're ready to go racing then. The red lights will be on. It is a 2x2 rolling start. And up to the line they come, away they go, and these are some of the, well, they will be the fastest cars we see racing here today. A good start made then from Nikolai Lindberg from pole position. He will beat Ferns into the first corner, and here comes Alistair Smart in the diminutive PR6, who goes up the inside too. Patrick Sherrington from 6th. He's already second though, because they both run wide, and Sherrington comes through into P2, so a really good start that from, as you'd expect, the front runner in the championship to get himself into second place. Nikolai Lindberg's gone already. Second for Sherrington, third place for Smart, down to 4th for Richard Ferns, and then Keith Bush still in 5th position, which is where he started, with 6.3 Robert Gilman, and there at the back Dominic Langton down. Now I didn't spot, no, Mike Genvy is there I believe, number 35 car, but he hasn't made much progress actually. Started 9th, and I don't think he's much further up the order than that at this stage. There is I think the biggest Radical ever made, and against the smallest Radical ever made, and it looks almost comical, doesn't it, the difference in size between these two cars. Hard to believe that they are very much based on the same platform, or the same design idea, I guess, but the PR6, which is an older car, the RXC Spider, one of the newer versions of Radical's small prototypes, that goes on the inside down to the chicane. Because it's bigger and heavier, it can't brake as late as the PR6, and so through the corners, the number 72 car has the advantage of Alistair Smart. Here is your battle, though, for the lead, because Patrick Sherrington has caught Nikolai Lindberg. So I think I heard a big lock-up going into the chicane. I wonder whether that was Lindberg, because he should have been further ahead than that, you would imagine. Once again, for third position, Richard Ferns pulls alongside Alistair Smart, but then can't brake as late as him into Redgate Corner. It's going to be a fascinating battle between the two of them, as will this. Patrick Sherrington trying to make up for the immense disappointment of yesterday's one finish, and trying to get a victory here and snatch it away from Nikolai Lindberg. Through Starkeys they go, and I believe I was right, by the way, when I said that Mike Genvy didn't take the start. He's not on my timing trees. Mike Genvy, the winner yesterday, sadly not able to start this one. Patrick Sherrington looking to the inside into Coppice Corner, but can't get past Lindberg there. And these are two completely different cars, of course, because Patrick Sherrington in the only MCR on the grid, which is, although on the face of it, I suppose, looks fairly similar to a Radical, it does seem to make its speed in very much a different way. It's got lots of downforce, that car, but perhaps a little bit down on power compared to the very well-sorted Radical ahead of it. So this will be an entertaining scrap between the two of them, I think. Through they come. End of the second lap of the race. Fastest lap belongs to Sherrington, perhaps unsurprisingly, set that time 1:10.1, but only a tenth quicker than the leader. It's a lock-up this time from Sherrington into the first corner. Now in third position is Richard Ferns. Where has Alistair Smart gone? Out of the pit lane comes Mike Genvy. So Mike Genvy is in the race, albeit a couple of laps down now. There is Smart. So Smart must have had a moment somewhere. He's dropped down in fourth position. Down in fifth position is Ross Drew, and sixth place for number 50 of Norman Lackford. So we've had a bit of shuffling going on in the midfield then. Intriguing that Mike Genvy is now out on the track, albeit as I said, a couple of laps too late to the party, so I'm not quite sure what the issue was there. It's a shame because he was likely to be up there with Sherrington and Limburg fighting for the race victory. Speaking of those two, they're about halfway around their third lap now. The 72 car of Alistair Smart comes through, and then this pair here that are being caught, are they not, by Keith Bush, which you would expect in a way, because Bush out-qualified both of them, or out-qualified Lackford. It was only one position behind Ross Drew in the 17 car, so it should be, in theory, a case of the third car in shot, that white Radical, being quicker than the two in front, plus the fact that they're starting to hold each other up now. They're side by side, and around the outside goes Norman Lackford, and he moves into fifth position as they drop down the hill into the chicane. And that was a better exit, I think, from Coppice Corner. Again, the lighter PR6 of Lackford going past the SR8 of Keith Bush, because it was quicker through and off the corner, but was able to actually overcome its slight straight line speed deficit. Lead battle, though, is arguably the best one on the track right now. It's still absolutely nose to tail between Nikolai Limburg and Patrick Sherrington. Started 4th and 6th on the grid respectively. Sherrington with a good run there through McLean. Look at the gravel on the road from earlier races today, where a few drivers have got it wrong at this part of the circuit and brought a bit of the Donington Park scenery back onto it with them. Sherrington hunting around here, but if he doesn't have the straight line speed here of the Radical, it's going to be difficult to overtake it. It's so hard to overtake a car that's quicker than you in a straight line, because it doesn't matter how quick you are through the corners, if the car just sits on the apex and doesn't let you get a run, then you can't do anything about it in a straight line anyway. So Sherrington is going to have to get inventive here. He's having a little look up the inside into Redgate Corner, but in the end, not late enough on the brakes to pull that one off. There's Genvy, not in third. Richard Ferns behind him is in third position there, but Mike Genvy coming through to complete what will be his first flying lap, and it is a reasonably rapid 1 minute 9.2, which is about the third, well, he is the third quickest man on the track. Only Limburg and Sherrington lapping any quicker than him, but he's down in 10th position and 2 laps down. And here comes the midfield squabble, where we've had more changes because Keith Bush has got himself ahead now of Ross Drew. Leaders come through McLean's and into Coppice Corner, where the number 40 car of Patrick Sherrington looks strong. His best bet, I think, will be up at this end of the circuit, where he can maybe carry some good momentum through the corners. It's such a momentum circuit, Donington Park. You've got to keep your mid-corner speed up, which in these cars is relatively easy since they are low-slung, high-downforce sports prototypes. But Patrick Sherrington having the difficult job of running in the dirty air of Nikolai Limburg. The aerodynamics on his MCR will not be working at 100% now, because he's running in the turbulent air from the car in front. Mean carrying speed is not as easy as he'd like, but he's closing in and had set the fastest lap until Mike Genvy put in a 1 minute 6, 1 minute 6.489. That is a remarkable time. Fastest lap in yesterday's race was 105.8, so we're not a million miles off that now. And Mike Genvy is on an absolute mission. To put that into some context, it's 1.5 seconds quicker than the race leader, went to 1.4 seconds. So, granted, the leaders are starting to delay each other a little, but Mike Genvy will really be ruining the fact that he missed the start, because he absolutely would have had the pace to win this race, as he did yesterday. But as it is, he'll have to make do with maybe trying to fight for the fastest lap. That's about all he'll get from this race, really. Down the back straight come the top two again. The gap much the same as it has been, and Sherrington is in danger now, isn't he, of sort of getting stuck running at Limburg's pace. So a few laps now tucked right underneath his rear wing. He's not going to be able to go any quicker than Limburg without actually getting past him, and that's proven to be difficult. He's also running around on some of the wetter parts of the circuit, is Sherrington, so I don't imagine they're out there on wet tyres, because the circuit is very much dried out now. Another new fastest lap for Genvy, by the way, 1 minute 6.1 now, which was 2 seconds, over 2 seconds quicker than the race leader, who, granted, was not going as quickly as he's been earlier on. Either of these two are, because they're starting to hold each other up now in the battle they're having. We've had more changes, yeah, because Keith Bush is back behind Ross Drew now, so Ross Drew lost out to him a couple of laps ago, but somewhere the number 1 car has dropped back behind again, so the SR8 Radical a bit of a yo-yo race so far, and he's actually now falling into the clutches of Robert Gilman in the Radical SR3. So we've got 2 of the SR3s here, sandwiching the SR8. A couple of PR6s out there as well, as I said. So some nice variety in the BRSCC OSS Championship. Sherrington then out of the chicane, tucks in that slipstream and just tries to stay as close as possible. The trouble is that the best overtaking opportunities tend to come at the end of the longest straights, and that's where Sherrington is really struggling to stay with Limburg. His best bet maybe actually is to force a mistake out of Limburg. That's easier said than done. Here goes the battle that's going on for 6th position, Drew Bush and Gilman. They're 25 seconds already ahead of Dominic Langdon down. Could theoretically be caught by Mike Genby by the end of the race. Genby could gain 1 position maybe by the race end. He's now into the 1 minute 5s. In fact, yeah, Genby's now going quicker than anybody did in yesterday's race. Side by side again now for 6th position, as rather tentatively Keith Bush had a look round the outside into the chicane, but didn't really fancy that clearly, so he dropped back in behind again. Opens up the taps though, he's got such great straight line speed and simply drives past the Ross Drew car, so into 5th position they go, because we've lost Alistair Smart according to my timing screen. I'm not entirely sure where he's gone, but Alistair Smart has not come through in the Radical PR6. The leaders have though, and they at some point are going to lap that group, which could add an extra element into this race. There's Mike Genby in the background catching them, but not for position. He does a 105.719 now every lap, I think, pretty much. This has been out there, has been a new fastest lap in the race. Genby actually didn't set the fastest lap yesterday. Patrick Sherrington did. So Sherrington did a 105.788, and now 105.719 for Genby is the time. So he is now going quicker than we went at any point in yesterday's race. That was a dry race as well yesterday. But the ambient temperature's a bit lower today, so the engine's running a little bit more efficiently, generating maybe a bit more power. I think that there's a potential here that this battle could really ignite once they catch the back markers, and of course because they're being caught by Genby, who will be wanting to unlap himself for 4 minutes longer, it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds as well, because it might want to get past them, but in doing so it might end up affecting the battle for the race lead. Here they go, 107.9 for Limburg, 107.9 for Sherrington, a 105.4 for Mike Genby. So Genby, guess what, was another fastest lap. He's 58.9 seconds behind Dominic Langdon down, and on that lap was 13 seconds quicker than him. So I think actually Genby will gain a position or 2 in this race. Potentially Sherrington with a look at the inside there into the old hairpin. There's a bit more smoke, is there not, emanating from the exhaust pipes of that car. Hopefully that's not the beginnings of a mechanical issue. Through comes Richard Ferns then in 3rd position, number 42, the Radical RXC Spider. Started on the front row, finished 3rd yesterday though, and almost a minute adrift of Genby and Limburg. Sherrington of course had that not finished, so we don't really know where he would have ended up had all things gone to plan. So again, Genby, is he trying to find the wet road, or is he trying to find cool air? Is he finding the cars overheating a bit maybe, running this close behind Nikolai Limburg for so long? If we could find that out from him after the race, but we'll almost certainly be talking to him as a podium finisher. Will we be talking to him as a podium finisher or a race winner though? Well, he wants it to be a race win and has a big look. That was the most serious attempt he's had yet to get up the inside of Nikolai Limburg. Had a big dive then and backed out of it just at the last second, but if he was maybe half a car length closer or a little bit later on the brakes, he probably would have been able to do it. MCR maybe is using its tyres a little bit better as well, just because it's that little bit better through the corners. But look at what's happened now. Genvy's caught them, and he's going to catch them just as they catch the 6th place battle between Drew and Gilman. So it's all going to start happening at once now. Mike Genby is 2 laps behind these two, but he's capable of lapping about 2 seconds a lap quicker than them. He's looking to the outside, and Sherrington takes the race lead away at Coppice Corner. Patrick Sherrington out of absolutely nowhere, got up the inside of Nikolai Limburg, and immediately Mike Genby follows him through. Now Genby will no doubt try and get alongside Sherrington as well here. This is not for position, but it could affect positions here. Genby sensibly backs out of it. There's traffic in front of him as well though, and back round the outside looks Limburg. He can't do it. And Patrick Sherrington, has he now been able to do enough? If he can get through this back marker traffic quickly, that might do it for him. It might put him out of reach. Genby, in fairness, really trying to back out of this battle now. He doesn't want to, he wants to get past them, but he doesn't want to be a negative effect on their battle. And so if he had have committed to overtaking Sherrington down the back straight, then he'd have been away and clear, but it would have potentially cost Sherrington his newly acquired race lead. So Patrick Sherrington then into the lead of the race, Nikolai Lindberg second. That man Mike Genvy is ninth, but is still the quickest thing out there. So the Genvy gun, which Genvy's been racing in OSS and various other sports prototype series for many years now, it's an incredibly potent machine. And Genvy, a good peddler behind the wheel. He's proving that here today, but he's also proving that he's a gentleman. He doesn't want to do anything untoward here with our top two. But Sherrington's getting away now, so I think Genvy might feel it's safe to attack. So good on the brakes, is he, though, compared to the radical in front. The line they go then. Down onto another lap. More traffic to be dealt with, though. This is Bush and Lackford now, 5th and 4th places. Back and forth position. Having started down in 7th, he's worked his way into 4th place actually, running well, did a personal best lap last time round as well, 1 minute 12.7. But they're about to be lapped by the leader, who did get a bit delayed there through the crater curves, and the gap that was 1.6 seconds at the start of the lap through the top two, maybe is just creeping down slightly. Through Schwantz, there they go. Sherrington's got more traffic now, but then, oh, there was always contact there, was there, between Lindberg and Bush. That was a bit tight. About to suggest that the second back marker there, that of Norman Lackford, might have been about to delay Patrick Sherrington through the claims, but it mattered little in the end because Nikolai Lindberg was also being held by another slower run at the time. Does have a slightly easier time of it with Lackford though, so he will gain a little bit back there. Sherrington though, on brakes, through the chicane, through the gears. Silky smooth driver is Patrick Sherrington, very experienced in these sort of cars. Races this car in the Sports 2000 Championship fairly regularly as well. On the track time over the year, does very experienced, very rapid Patrick Sherrington. He's showing that speed now. He lost time on the previous lap, but that was entirely down to traffic. 1.1 is now the gap between the top two. Then into the final quarter of the race, as you can see, just 4.5 minutes to go. It's flown by this race actually. Confirmation on my timing screen, by the way, that Alistair Smart is a retirement and that he stopped on track, so he didn't make it back to the pit lane. He's pulled off somewhere around the Donington Park National Circuit. Not entirely sure where, but he'll turn up, I'm sure. Hopefully he's out of the way. He must be out of the way because there's no sign of a safety car. Genvy, by the way, within the next lap or so, will catch Dominic Langdon down for 8th position. He's 16 seconds back now, but he's continuing to lap well over 10 seconds a lap quicker. So around the next lap, I reckon we'll have to change position for 8th position. But then it's a further 54 seconds until he gets to Robert Gilman. There is Langdon down, by the way, the black 23 car, and you can see Genvy's almost with him. If I forget halfway around this lap, he'll have him by the time they go down the crater curves, I think. And he does indeed. Genvy goes through. In fact, you'd forgive Langdon down for thinking that Genvy was a lap ahead of him, because you'd expect Genvy to be on the lead lap. It's only because he started in the pit lane that he's not. He now tries to get up the inside of Lindberg and finally does commit to a move. Unlaps himself from the 2nd place car, or unlaps himself once, but he's 2 laps down actually, so he's still not likely to finish on the lead lap. And now watch that Genvy Gun TS6 fly. Now it's back in clean air. Could try and improve upon his 1 minute 5.451 that he sets on an earlier lap. So we head then through onto the exhibition straight. Patrick Sherrington still, even though he's not in the dirty air, is still running offline, almost as if he is trying to pull the tyres off. That's interesting, but the way the cars are running and the lap times they're doing, I can't imagine they're on wet tyres. They must be on slicks. Just these odd lines that Patrick Sherrington is taking. Turns his way through the first corner on this Donington Park National Circuit. Real driver's favourite, this one. And, you can see why. It's high speed, actually, surprisingly high speed. The average speed is the most impressive thing about Donington Park, and it's the most significant thing here as well, because you've got 2 stop-start. A lot of the corners are sort of 3rd, 4th gear sweepers. So you do a bit of braking going in, but in these cars that's minimal. And then you just sort of pitch it into the corner. And the key to a quick lap time here is being able to carry that speed right the way through the turn, which is easier said than done. The drivers who get on the best with this place are the ones that can do that. Lackford, by the way, has lost 4th place, hasn't he, to Keith Bush. So Keith Bush has picked his way into 4th position. Might be about to lose it again though, because he seems to, his pace has been rather erratic so far, hasn't it, Keith Bush? He is capable of doing 1 minute 11.6s, but sometimes he's in the 1 minute 13s, so making a few mistakes maybe as he gets used to this car. Out onto the exhibition straight again. He has at least got that straight line speed to fall back on, hasn't he? So even though Norman Lackford in the PR6 is much quicker through corners, can't really do anything about him in a straight line, so that's rescuing Keith Bush for the time being. Blast past me, down onto another lap then. Lap number 17 begins. New fastest lap again for Mike Genvy. A 105.435 now. So, I don't think he's going to catch Gilman, but he's giving it his best go, I have to say. This second OSS championship race of the weekend has not gone to plan for him, but he's certainly caught our attention, and that car is an incredible bit of kit. That's why it won the race yesterday. So Sherrington then 4.3 seconds ahead at the line, and that is Richard Ferns for 3rd place, who has been off, hasn't he? I'm no Sherlock Holmes, but I think anyone can work out that that car's been through the gravel at the chicane. So did it cost him 3rd place? The answer is no, because these are 4th and 5th place cars, and they're not even at the chicane yet. They're side by side though, almost, as they go onto the exhibition straight. And so Richard Ferns has come across the line actually a lap behind the leaders this time. He at least stayed on the lead lap yesterday, but that off has just put paid to that being repeated in this one. Off the pit straight then, Richard Ferns, sorry, Keith Bush, excuse me, 4th position. Going to be tough, I think, here for Norman Lackford to get past him. The leaders, though, I would imagine are on their final lap somewhere, because there are, well, now 2 seconds left on the clock, so yes, they will be. And here we go, this is the race leader, Patrick Sherrington. He's been caught by Mike Genvy, but I doubt that Genvy's going to do anything stupid on the final lap here to get back past him. In fact, it looked almost as if Sherrington might let him go, but Sherrington almost looks like he's defending from Genvy. He doesn't think that Genvy's on the lead lap, does he? There's no ship-to-shore radio, I don't think, in these cars, so the team may not have been able to let him know. But either way, Sherrington comes out of the final chicane, and he's going to win the second race of the weekend, and that may clinch him the championship, I think. It was touch and go coming into this race. I think it has. And Patrick Sherrington, yeah, I think, again, body language reading tells me that that he's pretty happy about that. Happier than just, you know, someone who's won a race. So I think Sherrington is provisionally our 2019 champion now with that race victory despite the non-finish yesterday. Lindbergh second, 3rd for Ferns. This is the fight for 4th, and it's changed again on the last lap. Norman Lackford has prized the door open and found a way past Keith Bush and will beat him to the line, I think, for 4th position. Good exit from the chicane required. He's not got the horsepower, but he gets to the line first. And Lackford is classified 4th by 0.228 of a second, having set a personal best lap on the last lap, even with an overtake. That's impressive. Then it is Ross Drew, number 17, followed by number 6, Robert Gilman, whilst Mike Genvy already has been classified in 8th position a couple of laps down, but set the fastest lap, a 1 minute 5.435, which was about 3 bit tenths quicker than anybody went yesterday. So, strong race that for between Sherrington and Lindbergh at the front of the field. Once Sherrington got through, he really sort of stamped his authority on the race, but it was good while it lasted, that battle. And we've seen some good scraps this year. Not the biggest of grids this season for the OSS Championship, unfortunately, but it's been entertaining stuff nonetheless. And here is then confirmation even of the result. Sherrington with the win, Lindbergh second, Ferns third, and Lackford 4th, with Keith Bush, Ross Drew, Robert Gilman, Mike Genvy, and Dominic Langdon down. Rounding out the top 9 with Alistair Smart, a non-finisher. Now, class winners, because they're all running in different classes here. Class A was won by Patrick Sherrington, which was significant because the championship is decided by who scores the most points within their class rather than overall. So actually coming into the weekend, Sherrington's nearest rival in the championship was Dominic Langdon down, who finished 2 laps down and was actually possibly the slowest driver out there. But Dominic still finished second in his class because there were only 2 Class C runners by the end. Yesterday, Langdon down was 3rd in class. So I don't think he's done enough, even with Sherrington's non-finish. I don't think he's done enough to snatch the title away. But we'll wait and see. We weren't quite down to lap record pace either, I don't think, in any of those races. 102.7 was the lap record for Class B, at least, earlier on. I'll do some digging on lap records whilst Bryn has a word with our podium finishers.
Well, that was one of those races you watched and you thought, hey, we got a winner here, and it was a nice simple race from the off, wasn't it, Patrick? Nice and easy there for you, no drama, just got to it and won the race.
I'm not sure which race you were watching, but it didn't feel like the one behind the wheel, that was for sure. But yeah, I mean, great fight with Nikolai at the start, and he's so powerful. And I've a couple of places at the old hairpin in particular, I was much quicker, but passing into there is it's brave and a bit edgy. So I tried a few times, but then got him somewhere out the back, I think, and then I saw Mike Genvy on my tail, and that's never a good sign.
No, but he decided he was going to, well, stop quite early on, didn't he? Which gave you a bit of a breathing space. But you had a bit of a jump at the start. You had to really start making your way through. It wasn't that you were there at the top, leading the way, and just had to get yourself out in front. You had to work your way through it. Yeah,
we started sixth. So we had a poor qualifier, made the wrong tyre choice, so started sixth from that was from yesterday, and had a decent start, got 2 or 3 guys into Redgate, and then managed to get Richard Ferns, I think, down through Craner the first lap or so, and I wish I'd known Mike had been in the pits because I thought I was racing for the lead.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough. Now tell us a bit about these cars and what they like to drive, because some people may have never seen these before.
Yeah, I mean the cars are incredible. I mean they're a sort of prototype sports car. It's got 300 horsepower. There's a reasonable amount of but I mean we get to 1 or 2 in league for an F3 car. So
when it comes to the weight of them, they're very lightweight. So you've got 350 brake, but they are not very much in the old on the scales, are they?
Yeah, about 550 kilograms. So power per sort of ton a lot, and decent grip. So yeah, lap time wise, they're probably the fastest club racing in the UK.
Absolutely. So behind the wheel, hard to work them, or are they fairly responsive?
They're very responsive. They're just very physical as well. There's the G-force you're pulling through the corners, the braking effort. It's a proper thoroughbred sports car, and hence I try and keep fit. I'm sweating, and it's a cold day, so it gives you an idea of how hard they are.
Well done. Race win. Congratulations.
No, thank you. Fantastic.
There's our race winner. We're going to move on to the next race now, thick and faster at Donington. We've got the Dislock Civic Cup coming up now, so straight to our race commentator, as always, Andy McEwan.